Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Winnie Bush and this is Winning with Winnie. In this channel, I share my journey as an international student in the United States of America. So if you're ready, let's do it. In today's video, I will be sharing my journey during my internship in London at the London School of Economics, LSE. So, story time. So chill, relax. So in the summer of 2019, I had the amazing opportunity through Imovie to go intern at LSE. So for the process, basically, Imovie it's like a housing. So it's basically for those who work in student affairs. Then you pay like a $45 application fee, and there's like a range of over like 100. It was probably up to like 500 positions that were open, so you could apply for as many places as you want. So I applied to, I would say around 30, probably more, that I really wanted to go to. So they have a lot of like the different schools, even like Harvard and Columbia. So a lot of the Ivy Leagues are on there as well, and there's other schools that's on there, typically schools in the United States. But they also had, at the year when I applied, so in 2019, they had, I think it was like 5 international locations. I remember London being one of it. I think there was one at the UAE. I think there was also one in Egypt as well. So they have a couple like international locations. But anyways, I applied to the London one. So the internship was in London, and it was at the London School of Economics. So when I applied, and then they reached out to me for an interview, which I was like, oh my gosh, yes! I was super excited. So they reached out to me for an interview, and then I had the opportunity to interview with them, and it went really well. Honestly, I thought it was like awful. Like I honestly did not think I was going to get the position, because I feel like some of the questions they asked, I felt like I could have answered it better, when I was reflecting. But apparently it went well. So it went really well, and then I think like a week later, I now received an email from who became my manager, basically telling me, you've been accepted to intern at the London School of Economics with our accommodations office. So the accommodations office in London is very similar to Residence Life or residence services. So on-campus housing, basically in the United States. So that's what it's similar in. And let me tell y'all, it was an amazing experience. Like I love it. I wish I could move back to London and go live in London, but it was truly an amazing experience. So after I got the internship, I was made the offer, and I had to go through the visa process. And I hate paperwork. Like I hate paperwork. But I had to go through the visa process, which is pretty tedious, I would say, especially since I was also still in school. So it was difficult balancing all of that. But anyways, I did it. So I went through the visa process, and it was really good. It was really, it worked out basically. I got hired for London in May, towards the end of May. So got to London. I landed in London Heathrow Airport. It was good. It was I think for me, it was maybe like a brand new experience, because it was the first time I was traveling by myself. Like I didn't have, typically when I take, vacations, I go with like friends or family. But this time it was just me. Like I just landed, I'm like, okay, I'm here. Okay. And I had to figure out like the airport and taxi and all of that stuff. So that's how I got there. I figured out, I actually called an Uber, which I shouldn't have now, but I didn't understand how the train system works. So I took an Uber, took it to my accommodation. I was actually housed in one of the LSE properties, one of the housing properties. So I stayed there, and and that's how my journey basically started. I had an awesome experience in London. I think for one, I was able to learn a lot about their educational systems, which was something growing up in Nigeria, what I realized now, or what I realized after my experience in London, was just how similar the British education system was with the Nigerian education system. So I was able to learn all of that, and they had like primary schools and secondary schools, and I was able to learn a lot about their educational system, which I was really grateful for. A good part was I felt like I became a pro at taking the trains. But let me tell you, there was one time the train literally like shot me in. Like I was like squished in the middle of the train. But honestly an awesome experience. Like I have never, because even living in the U.S., I've lived in the U.S. now for 7 years. I don't take the train that much. Like I don't even take like public transportation that much. Typically I just order like an Uber. So I feel like being in London was my first real experience taking public transportation, and it was a really really good experience. And I feel like now I'm like Holborn, like I like hearing them say like the different like stops we were stopping at the train station. So taking the trains was definitely one of my fun memories as well. So all in all, my experience was really amazing. I was also able to connect with a lot of friends. I met people like Ashley and Dan and Dax. Those were the other 3 people I was actually interning with. So even though they all came from the United States, we had never met each other before. So I was able to kind of build a relationship with them. And also being in London, I also met other people as well. So yeah, it was really, for me, it was such an eye-opening experience. And you guys know I love traveling, so it was just nice to have the opportunity to travel and to explore. And I visited like Scotland. Where else did I visit? So I went to Scotland. We went to Manchester. It was just visiting all these different, Liverpool. I went to Liverpool as well. So being able to visit all these different places was just an awesome experience for me. And I feel like being in London and being at LSE, I was able to kind of, because LSE is so diverse, and I met people from different parts of the world and different countries, and even the students that I was working with and the people I was assisting, they were so diverse. And I feel like with that way I gained even like my leadership skills increased, my intercultural communication skills, and my global awareness was just on a whole new other level. So if you have the opportunity to do a COI or whatever other internship sites is out there, that I would definitely highly encourage you to go to London, because it was for me, it was such an amazing experience, and I'm certain it's also going to be a good experience for you. Thank you so much for watching today's video on my internship experience at the London School of Economics. If you like this video, please make sure you like it, and also you make sure you subscribe as well. Also, don't forget to comment. If you have any questions, any suggestions for more videos in the future, please put it in the comment box. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!